Hello, so today is a tutorial on the look that I'm wearing, and it's a red and copper smoky eye with a glowy complexion. I had a lot of fun making this look for you guys. I used my Juvia's Place Masquerade palette. Good stuff. And some other products I've been testing out. Some liquid complexion products that just are bomb. Yes, so I went for like a bronzy sort of look. I wanted to really play up the tan that I have right now. I know I'm not super dark, but for me, I am quite a few shades darker than I normally am. Loving the summery glowy look. Hope you enjoy when I upload this video. So when you're watching this video, possibly I will be out of town, so I'm kind of pre-recording some videos. I'm sorry I've been MIA for a little while. I've had a lot of family stuff going on, some not so great stuff actually. You know how everybody's into warm smoky eyes, so here is another one. I hope you're not tired of them. Let's go ahead and get this started. Okay guys, so this is where I'm at so far. I have done my brows using my Anastasia pomade, and I cleaned up around the brows using a little concealer and my Senna Cosmetics Light Tricks Highlighting Duo, and I threw the cream shade in the waterline as well. So I'm taking my Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer in the shade Light, and I'm just going to use that all over the lid. It's a little bit deep for my skin tone, so I'm just gonna put this on the lid and through the crease without bringing that up to the brow bone, because that'll deepen up the brow bone area. I'm just gonna tap this right into the skin and underneath the lower lash line as well. For face primer, I'm using the Murad Invisiblur Perfecting Shield. It has SPF 30. I like this everywhere, and since it's a blurring primer, it does help to minimize the appearance of pores, which is one of my biggest concerns. Large pores and redness and dryness. Those are my skin concerns. Sometimes acne and irritation. And sun damage. Oh my gosh. Before moving on, I'm going to take a little bit of my Bobbi Brown Bisque corrector underneath my eyes, just on my finger right here, and I'm just going to dab this right in this area. I've started doing this before my other steps, just so that when I put shadow underneath the eyes, it all blends in and I'm truly color corrected. You see the difference between those eyes? I like the erase paste, things like that better. Oh, it's not called the erase paste anymore. The Benefit one is called something else, I forget. I'm gonna be using this palette that I've been just reaching for, like serious love, and it's my Masquerade palette from Juvia's Place. You guys, the hype is real with this one. It's so good. This reddish shade with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to work this through the crease. Honestly, these shadows blend out like a dream. They are just fuss-free. I love this palette. I really want to get the Magic palette too. Okay, so I'm going to do like a blown out smoky eye, like always it seems. Do you guys have an eye that you normally do first? Like you always do? You always reach for first? For me, that's my right eye. By the way, I'm using a Delium Tools brush, and it's just a medium-sized blending brush, 776. One thing I have to say is that I've had to wash my brushes really often using these shadows because they stain the bristles. They're so pigmented. So once most of the product has left the brush, I'm taking a very light amount of pressure and just feathering out the edges. I think I'm going to go with this shade right here, right next to that first shade, and I'm just going to tap this right onto the lid. So I am headed on vacation and will be out of town when you see this. I'm going to be going to Salt Lake City and Las Vegas, so that'll be fun. I'm currently trying to decide what I should pack, makeup wise and clothing wise. I always have the hardest time deciding. I don't have a huge summer wardrobe living in Chicago, so I'm a little bit worried about the heat and knowing what to wear. I think I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush. This one is Morphe M518. I'm just going to blend with nothing on it that top edge. I feel like I went too high in certain areas, so I'm going to take that same brush and go into my face powder, and I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury face powder, and I'm just gonna blend that onto that top edge just to make everything a little bit more smooth. Just give it a little bit better transition. Do you see how much hazier and smoother it looks? Just with that little step. So I'm thinking I would like to intensify some of this gold tone. So I'm going to take my finger and just lightly take a little bit of Casablanca and dab that right on top of the lid shade. Just very lightly. I don't want it to be fully that shade. I still want the other shades to peek through. I just want to give it a little bit more of that beautiful golden or copper sheen. I'm just dabbing with a clean finger to blend. Now for the lower lash line, I think I'm just gonna smoke that out. So I'm going to take the Cairo shade that we used on the lid, and I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. I'm laying it on kind of heavy, and I'm connecting that to the upper shadow. Wow, I look sick, don't I? And then I'm going to take a little bit of Casablanca, that coppery shade, and I'm going to put this right over that inner corner. I'm going to take Casablanca still on this pencil brush, and I'm going to make it a little bit more opaque by the lashes, so that it's like it fades from this copper to the red. Don't forget to blend. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Dahlia, one of my most used shades in this palette, and I'm just going to tap that right on top, right at the center of the inner corner. Don't want to overtake it. Once we've done all of that, I'm going to just quickly clean up. I don't want to do winged liner or anything like that, just because I don't feel like it, and I feel like it would take away from the shadow look. So I'm just going to load on the mascara. I'm using the Too Faced mascara today. I'm going to mix these two to get my perfect shade. I really want to load up on the SPF. I'm kind of testing out what I want to bring with me on vacation, and I have a feeling something with SPF would be good, although I will need something that is SPF free for a wedding I'm going to. But I just want to make sure I'm protected from the sun, but neither of these colors are right for me. One is too pink, this one is too pink, and this one is too yellow, I don't know, gray. But this could be a good shade. I'm way tanner than I normally am, so that's why I'm like having to play around with what I have. It Cosmetics has 50 SPF and One and Done only has 20. I'm trying to conceal the under eyes using my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. There's some areas that I'm just... I've got some problem areas on my skin right now that are just being difficult. But whatever. I'm just gonna use a slightly darker shade. I'm gonna use the shade Custard. I've got these little samples, so I'm gonna use Custard and see if that helps to conceal certain areas, since I am a darker shade than I normally am. I'm gonna take a dash of my NARS Torrid Liquid Blush and use that on my cheeks. I have been obsessed with these NARS liquid blushes, you guys. They are so freaking gorgeous. I just use my beauty blender and lightly take a tiny bit and just blend it out, and it's such a beautiful look. I like all 4 of the shades, but it just depends on the look. The 2 lighter shades are my favorite for my skin tone, but when I have a little bit of a tan, the darker shades work too. Oh my gosh, look at how stunning. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. I like to take it all the way up to the eye look, like scoop it around. Now I'm gonna take my liquid bronzer, also from NARS, and with this one I like to take it from the back of my cheekbone and dab it forward so that most of it is concentrated back here, and then blend it out. And just because my obsession with liquid face products is so real, I'm gonna take just one tiny little pump of the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. Moving on to powder products, I'm going to set my under eyes using the Beauty Blender and Charlotte Tilbury powder. This powder, I swear, makes my skin look airbrushed. It gives it the most beautiful, smooth finish. I just love it. I heard that the Kat Von D blotting powder was really good for minimizing pores, so I was swatching it and everything, and then I looked at the ingredients and everything about it was just too dry for my skin. When I swatched it, it looked way too dry. When I looked at the ingredients, it had some ingredients that I was like, wow, that would be drying. But I do love my It Cosmetics loose powder. The pressed version is not really the best, but the loose does minimize my pores. I've been using the Beauty Blender for everything, and so now for the first time I'm going to be using a brush, and I'm going to use it with my Capri Coast Becca bronzer. Just going to bronze up, so just reinforcing that liquid contour or bronzer. And then I'm going to use my MAC highlighter in Beaming Blush, which is one of their In Extra Dimension skin finishes. For lips, I'm going to take one of my favorite nudes. This is my Maybelline Truffle Tease. I take my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, and then a little bit of my Skindinavia finishing spray. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope that you enjoyed. If you are new here to this channel, go ahead and subscribe and join my Cake Face family. We would love to have you. And if you're returning, again, thank you so much for coming back. That is it. Leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what kind of looks you would like to see in the future. And I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.